Stel je voor, je wordt geboren in een remote area, een community, een Maasai-tribe ergens in het zuiden van Kenia. En je bent een meisje van een jaar of 12 en je staat op het punt om vrouw te worden. En die overgang binnen jouw gemeenschap betekent een zeer pijnlijke ingreep. Meisjesbesnijdenis. Een traditie die al generaties lang wordt doorgegeven in Afrika, zo ook binnen de Maasai-tribe. Vandaag ga ik in gesprek met Sabina. En Sabina weigerde op 12-jarige leeftijd deze ingreep. Dat zorgde voor veel ophef binnen haar community en binnen haar gezin. Haar vader was een groot cultureel leider. Vandaag vertelt Sabina, inmiddels 21 jaar, over het besluit wat ze nam. Over haar jeugd, over het hoe en waarom van meisjesbesnijdenis. En over dat wat die moedige keuze op 12-jarige leeftijd teweeg heeft gebracht in haar gemeenschap, in haar gezin en wie ze vandaag de dag is. Welkom bij Master Journey, de podcast. Mijn naam is Masha Rogelle en in deze podcast neem ik jou mee op een Master Journey. De reis naar het leven waar je hart van op hol slaat. Langs wereldse wijsheden, unieke perspectieven en een shift in bewustzijn word je geopend voor een wereld die veel groter is dan jij nu kan bedenken. Wil je meer weten over wie ik ben, wat ik doe? Kijk dan op mijn website www.master-journey.com en schrijf je vooral in op mijn nieuwsbrief. Dan blijf je op de hoogte van alle toffe transformatie-experiences die er aankomen. Voor nu heel veel luisterplezier. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, welcome Sabina.
Thank you so much, Masha.
I was looking at a beautiful video from you, the video on YouTube from Amref, and there were some beautiful words from you. Those words sound like girls can be leaders. And never underestimate the power to create change.
Yeah.
And you did that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm really honored to have you here today in Master Journey, the podcast, to share more about your life, about what you're doing, about the beautiful work you're doing, and let us feel a little bit of how life is in Africa, because we don't know in the Netherlands. So let's start with you. Who are you? Can you share a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much, Masha, and I'm honored to have a chance to participate with you in this podcast. And my name is Sabina Lakara, 21 years old, a public health student at Amref International University. I came here in the Netherlands to do exchange program on global women and maternal child health. And beyond my academics, I'm a young activist of anti-female genital mutilation and child marriage in my community. I come from the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro in a small village called Namilok. I belong to the Maasai community, a very nomadic cultural community with very beautiful traditions. Yeah.
And how was it like? Because we have no idea here in the Netherlands, right? It's a totally different world, a totally different culture. Can you share a little bit like how it was to grow up there in Africa?
Yeah, so growing up in Africa was okay. It's blessing, to grow up in a community surrounded with love and with all the beautiful people around you, because our community is more communal-like. And so I grew up on the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro. I mentioned that our village is called Namilok, and let me just describe the setting of how our community looked like. And we used to live communally. Communally, I mean we live together in small houses made of cow dung, and used to live like a community in one geographical area. So you can meet that there are a lot of villages, but they live in one geographical area, where you meet in one geographical area there are 50 houses, or maybe there are 40 houses, and they live communally. And the major source of living is pastoralism, and our major food as the Maasai people is meat, milk, and blood. And also, as a young Maasai girl, when you're born in your community, there are kind of rite of passage that you have to undergo as a young girl. And teachings, we used to receive it from our mothers, because teachings more likely don't come from the father side, because they start respect at the father side, you understand? So girls were not allowed to sit with their dads most of the time. They start respect to our dads. We are not even allowed to eat food in the same house with our dads, because that respect. When your dad is having food, you need to be outside, or maybe you need to eat somewhere else. And so a lot of teachings we used to receive from our mamas while we grow up. And as a young girl, while you're growing up, you're taught like the kind of beautiful traditions that you have to undergo. The first one is the burning of the two chicks. You burn the two chicks. It had two reasons. The first one is like to show that you belong to the Maasai from the southern part of Kenya. And the second thing is about the burning of the chicks is a sign of beauty, to show that you are among the beautiful girls in the community. And something else was the removal of the two lower teeth. The removal of the two lower teeth, they wait until the permanent teeth grows, and then while it grows now, they remove it to show identity, that you are a Maasai from Kenya. So yeah, and these were like every part of life. At certain age, you are done such kind of things. And then after all this, the other thing that always comes is circumcision, that is female genital mutilation, circumcision of the girl. And that's now is transitioning from childhood to womanhood, and it's done with the age between, most of the time is around 10 to 15 years, 9 to 15 years, the age bracket of when the cut is done. And that's like transitioning from childhood to womanhood. And thereafter, that means when you are now a woman, you are ready to take up the roles of a woman. Despite the age, you're ready to take care of the young kids, you're ready to take care of your siblings. And in case a man, any handsome man in the village, or even someone age your dad, identify you as beautiful, and he can remove a lot of cows, then you're ready to be married after circumcision, because you're now a woman. So growing up, it was all this, every stage, everything that is done. When a child is born, there is celebration. When circumcision of the girls, of the boys is done, there is celebration. But beyond the beautiful tradition, there are those harmful traditions like female genital mutilation, child marriage. But beyond the harmful traditions, they're like beautiful tradition. Maasai people are really loving people. They have different ways of how they express life. They have beautiful ceremonies within them. And yeah, as a young girl growing in the community, I loved it, yeah.
Yeah, it was also, I can imagine, just your normal life, you didn't know anything.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So can you share a little bit more about this FMG, and also why people do it? What's the belief behind also the teeth? You shared that that's a sign. You also have it, I think, isn't it?
Pardon?
Your teeth, the lower
Yeah.
teeth? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I never knew that it was for this actually. So, but this is for showing the identity of being a Maasai from the south of Kenya, right? The north of
Yeah.
Kenya. Yeah. But the female, the FMG, the cut, what's the belief? What is the reason why they once started these things?
Yeah, as I mentioned, they did this for to transition you from childhood to womanhood. It's the cut that shows that you are transitioning from childhood to womanhood. So
Okay,
that's the major reason for doing the cut. But also the other major reason of doing the cut is they say to remove lust of women, because lust to men, because they want women to remain virgins until they are married off. And so they believe that the cutting of the clitoris, it makes a woman to reduce the lust of.
Yeah. It makes sense also. But you were like 12 years old, if I understood it right, that you decided to not undergo this heavy cut.
Yeah.
Can you share more about, because that's really brave. If everyone around you do it, you grow up in a culture where it's normal. How did you come up to decline it, to not do it?
Oh yeah, so it all started when it dates me back in 2016 when I attended a workshop program that was organized by Amref in my primary school. So in the conference, they brought this topic on female genital mutilation and child marriage, and it sparked my curiosity because I was wondering what these people were speaking against our culture. You saying that we are not supposed to undergo the cut. And as an innocent young girl growing up in the village, I knew this is normal. This is what's supposed to be done. This is the rite of passage you have to undergo as a young girl. And so I was so inquisitive in that workshop. I was asking a lot of questions because I was so curious and wanted to learn a lot. So they identified that I was so competitive, and they gave me a chance to attend a 1-week alternative rite of passage program, because that one, the workshop was only for 3 days, actually 2 days training, and then that day it ends. So after attending the 1-week program, it gave me a lot of knowledge to understand deeply the health risks associated with female genital mutilation. And beyond that, I was also able to understand that actually as a young girl, I have a choice. I have a choice to go to school. I have a choice to dream. I have a choice to become the person I am. I can go beyond, my traditions. And yeah, I got out of that conference so motivated, and I told myself, come rain, come sunshine, I'm not going to undergo the cut. Yeah, but the problem is now that, I am empowered, I myself, I made the decision, but where do I live? I come from a cultural community where my dad is a respected cultural leader, and her own daughters are the one expected to set example in the community, in the village. So, the first person to approach was my mama. I told her about it, and my mom, she was so afraid, but despite all, she accepted to support me. But then, my dad, the cultural leader.
What was it for you?
Yeah, it was really difficult. I felt like the 12 years old Sabina life was collapsing at my own eyes, because at some point I was asking myself, did my stand just brought me all these consequences? Because like I was going through hell of something, I could say. Yeah, because I was young, and I don't know why I was that much brave at such an age, and despite the challenges, because it was really, really bad. Yeah, but during that period, while I was wondering or intervening through my decision and wondering whether my decision really worth it, I was able to get well wishers to pay for me my school fees during that period. So yeah, from there, that's when now I stood up and started to try to make change, also to fight for the voices of the young girls in my community.
So brave.
Yeah.
But you could stay there. Was it possible for you to stay, keep on living there?
I stay there, but oh my God, yeah, it's always like things I don't want to talk about at all, because they're still fresh in my heart. So
Yeah.
they make me break down anytime I speak about it. Yeah.
But you were opened, if I understand it right, by this meeting of this thing of Amref. It opened your eyes, a
Yeah.
perspective for a bigger
Yeah.
view on life. Is that correct?
Yeah, it opened my perspective because like it's something I never knew. Yeah.
And after that, you started to create awareness also in your community, as I understood.
Yeah. Yes, after that, after I got a chance to go back to school, actually the one who paid my school fees is my host here in Halo. Yeah, she's actually the one who secured my life, you know. Yeah, so also I acted a documentary at 12 years old during that time. Yeah, because she noticed me as a very competitive, outstanding, outgoing young kid, and she decided to film me a documentary by then. So I have a documentary that I acted while I was 12 years old. And yeah, beyond that, I started my way of change. I started by engaging the girls, engaging the women in the community through the spiritual leaders. After that, I engaged with the men in the community through the local authorities. And tradition is not just something that you can wake up and change today. It
No.
took time. It took time. Actually, I think the first change I started to see it after, I think 4 years. That's when I started to see a small change, just a little bit.
And
Yeah.
how did you notice? And what kind of things did you notice?
It's girls. The girls started understanding what I was speaking about, and they were no longer afraid, because at first they really understood what I say, but they were afraid how the community will face them. And at some point, when the whole message started spreading in the community, that, you know, there's this girl, she's doing this, etc., stuff. You know, everyone was against me. So obviously the girls, their mothers were telling them not to be on the bad company. Sabina was now the bad company. Yeah. So yeah, it happened, and yeah, but I kept on fighting. I think I really admire my resilience, because despite all, I think I was so much on my mission. I really wanted.
Yeah, so young, also so young on
I was young, but then I think I was so stubborn because I was young, and I don't know, I always sit down and ask myself, how brave was I to just, you know, keep on going, keep on pushing. Yeah, but being young sometimes is very important, because it you know, you don't have an exposed mind. So when you are on your mission, you are on your mission, you know. Yeah, you just focus on what you're doing, because I always tell people honestly, if then I had to start a change when I'm now 21, I don't think I could have achieved what I did while I was young. I think I could even have been tired just in 1 year and be like, oh, let people live their own life. Yeah, so I started seeing change because the girls started supporting what I do. And then all of a sudden, the women started supporting what I do. And then it took time for the men to actually accept the message, because, you know, now they are the heads of the community. But by the time I was completing my secondary education, at least I was able to make yeah, a 50% change, and even more than. Sometimes I feel like it's more than the 50% change in my community. And now you go to my community, girls are given opportunities to go to school. We have lawyers, we have doctors, we have architects, you know, in the community, and people are empowered. You know, parents are seeing the importance of taking those young girls in school. So I believe that if I was able to make that small change in that small village, because it was not a big geographical area, it was just a small village, and that was my capability too, because that the people I stay with, the people I interact with, so it could be easier to engage with them with these conversations. Yeah, and also one of the best things that I loved is reconciliation with my dad. That is after secondary education. So yeah, we reconciled because we were never in good terms all those years. So we reconciled, and now as I speak, he's so proud of what I do, and he actually supports what I do. And he came and realized the importance of this. But my dad told me that he has so much respect on me, and he loves my resilience, that despite all that was happening to me, I kept on fighting. And he told me that it's not that he hated me, it's only that he wanted to protect the culture, because he was a respected cultural leader, and her own daughters were the ones who are expected to follow. So my stand didn't affect me alone, it affected our whole family, because now there was no respect with the family at all, because your young girl is being so stubborn, she wants to go against the tradition. So my dad lost respect from other cultural leaders, and now he was never having like a say, like he couldn't make decisions because you alone, your own daughter, is breaking the rules. And like my mama in the community, women feel like she's the one influencing me, because now she was supporting me. Yeah, but over time, come to the village now, they are so proud of me, they don't even remember about the past. Young girls who are like looking up to me, they like, we want to be like you when we grow up. And like now, when I just see girls going to school, the competition they do in schools, like to become better people, it just like make me feel good, because it makes me to believe that change is possible. As much as it takes time, it is possible. You only have to start it from within. When you decide yourself that you're gonna make change, then it's gonna happen.
It's so beautiful. What's the main reason you think, looking back, that was it a lack of awareness that why people are still doing this? A lack of awareness of the risk for the women, of the pain of the women, or what was the biggest reason why they keep on doing it without maybe realizing what the impact was?
Yeah, so it's no lack of awareness. That is something I want to say honestly, because I asked my dad if he knew that female genital mutilation is bad, and he said yes, he knew. But it's traditions. These are traditions that have been there for years.
Yeah.
And have been there for centuries. They know that a girl, yes, is supposed to go to school. They know that, female genital mutilation is bad, because even at some point they recorded some women who bled to death, some young girls, but they kept on doing. So they know, and every time when it's apparent, like it's time for their daughters to undergo the cut, the parents become so scared. Anytime when it's the time of their daughter maybe to undergo early child marriage, they become so scared. But this is beyond you. It is tradition. It's the tradition. Let me tell you, Masha, they are aware. They know, because for instance, let's give an example of Amref. Amref has been there since the 90s, okay? And they know the law. They've been there. Like the people, I'm sure there have been desensitization about female genital mutilation before even we were there. Give the talks of Lengete Nice Nailante. She has been an activist in our own, we come from the same geographical, closer. So meaning they've been doing these sensitizations before. So it's not that they are not aware, they are aware, but the traditions
are so strong.
Are forcing them not to,
And how did you change? Because it's really difficult to change this tradition. It's even if there's awareness, still the tradition wins. How is that changed now? What is the tradition now? Is it like a different kind of right, or what's happening nowadays?
Oh, so now is like the parents are now, they saw the importance of taking a girl to school. It's not that the tradition of early marriage or female genital mutilation changed. No, it never changed. The only thing that now has changed is that they see the importance of taking them to school, and they give them a choice to decide what they want. If a girl wants to undergo the cut, it's upon her. If she doesn't want, it's upon her.
Okay.
So that is the change that happened. Because at the end of the day, my mission was to fight for them to go to school and to stop early marriage and to stop the cut. when we speak about female genital mutilation, it's transitioning from childhood to womanhood. What does this mean? It means that once you are a woman, once you are a woman, you are ready to be married anytime. And people who can marry you can even be like men, age your dad, or like maybe just a moran in the village who have seen a beautiful girl and they can get like more cows or something like that. So once we said that the cut is done between 9 years to around 15 years. So let's give an example. You're married at 14 years. You're married to this old person. These young girls are still young to even like start giving birth. So most of the time what happens, they become pregnant. And once they become pregnant, most of the cases is that they always are not able to give birth, or like their womb is still so young to carry children. So most of them sometimes end up dying. And when they die, this is something secretive. It's never being shown because it's something secretive. So most of them are just buried in silence. You understand me?
Yeah.
So it's a whole thing. You come from, it's FGM, child marriage, maternal mortality. It's connected. Even period poverty sometimes. It's just connected. Female genital mutilation give birth to this. Child marriage give birth to this. Early death give birth to this. So it's a whole thing. So my main focus was take them to school, give them a choice to stand up and let them speak up for themselves. Don't force them to do something they don't want. When a girl decides they want to do this, let them do. Like, give them the freedom to become who they want to become. And so my major thing that I was doing with my girls in my community is to empower them and to make them see the importance of being an educated girl, the importance of being an independent woman, the importance of being like someone who is respected in the community because of your studies. And even like trying to give them examples of our mentors and our role models who are already, they are Maasai women, but they went to school, they said no to the cat, and now they're living a good life. So I was trying to make them understand the importance of that, but not to get out of the tradition. No, we are so, personally, I'm someone who is so proud of my culture, so proud of where I come from. It's only that we are trying to get rid of the harmful part of it, and ensure that we are also in the forefront of other cultures, communities who are doing well. It's not always other communities where girls are learned, men are learned. Can it also come from the Maasai community? Yeah, so that was what I wanted to change.
Yeah, I can really feel your passion also for what you're doing. I really love this.
Yeah.
If you look at it now, it's like 9 years ago, you're 21. You say I saw many changes, everything happened. How is your life like now? Everything changed with this one decision. That's what I tell many women I work with. Like, mostly you take one decision, and that one decision can change your entire life. That's how it goes many times. How did your life unfold further, more than like all the beautiful things you share? How is your life now? And what is your dream? And how do you want to continue this beautiful mission?
Yeah, so far I can't say so good. I can't really complain because I can say I'm on my path of becoming the person I want to become in life, and getting a chance to be at Amref International University to be in the health science space, and now getting a chance to come and do an exchange program on global women and maternal child health, is something that just shows that, I'm on the path, of becoming the person I want to become. And I'm so grateful for the women who organized for me this exchange program at Amsterdam University. Yeah, but beyond this, my goal looking forward, I want to pursue a master's on global health. Yeah, and I want to keep my focus on research because I need to also be involved in policies. because I'm looking a future where I am on the tables, on the global tables of making policies in terms of gender equity. Because one thing I know as advocates or as activists, advocacy is storytelling. But when we put research in it, data in it, it provides sustainable solutions, scalable solutions. Because most of the time we just speak, we just talk, we just like say no FGM, stop child marriage, take girls to school. But when we don't have the relevant data that supports that this is exactly what is happening, this is the statistics, this is what we want to change, data provide long-term scalable solutions. So that's why I want to go on the research side to collect the data to ensure that we have this data. And then this data, I put it on the policy tables to be in policy making, and not only in Africa. I see a future. I'm only dreaming, we never know. So to be in those global spaces where, we make policies for health, maternal health, the global health at all, SRHR, and the general gender equity. So, yeah, we never know what the future holds, but I believe, one day I'll be there. So that's what I look up to. But beyond that, my mission still remains the same, to end female genital mutilation and child marriage, at the intersection heart of the community, and to ensure that girls are given opportunities to go to school, girls and boys, because every child matters, to go to school, to dream freely. Yeah. And I have a big vision of setting up a big digital academy in my community, and a digital clinic. Because one of the major issues that I see that is still taking maybe my community or other communities back, especially in low research setting communities, is lack of quality healthcare and lack of education. Because these are things that goes hand in hand. When you have quality education but you don't have quality healthcare, then you won't have the energy to continue studying, because your journey might end somewhere. In my community, as much as there is access to healthcare, there is no access to quality healthcare. Sometimes there are no medicines, sometimes they struggle on the maternal mortality issues. There is no more education that is being done, because now I have actually broadened my activism field. I'm not only focusing on anti-female genital mutilation and child marriage, but with my health knowledge, I've started to speaking them, the whole matters of SRHR, maternal health, to speak to them what they are supposed to do as young women to avoid the maternal mortality, because it's actually in higher rates, especially in low-setting communities, because there are no hospitals. So I look at a future where we have a quality clinic that has almost all the departments with professionals working there, and the community are able to access quality education and quality healthcare and affordable healthcare at the same time. And beyond that is education. I want now to maybe take the education in Nairobi, because in Nairobi is the capital city of Kenya. They get maybe they have very nice schools, they provide really quality education. I want now to take it to the village. In the essence of, because as much as in the village we have education, they're not getting really the quality education. So taking it to the village is now changing the narrative, where at least young boys and young girls, they even know how to operate laptops at an age of 11, at an age of 12, at an age of 14. And beyond that, the curriculum now of the Kenyan system, it's a CBC curriculum. And so it's a good curriculum that helps students to identify what they really want to do while they are young. So I can imagine when we set up a very nice, digital academy in the community, they're able to access everything that they want there. And also within the academy will have a hub. A hub is where there'll be storybooks and things of such sort, because I need them to go to that library during holidays and let them read books of successful people, the likes of Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, or even someone like Nice Langete, people who and also my book by that time.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, I met Sabina Lakara.
Yeah, let them read about these women, what they the kind of challenges they underwent, but at the end they did it. They became the people they want to become. And at least let them be engaging, let them speak a good English, because most of the time in the village you can only start speaking English when maybe you go to secondary education or something. But let's change the narrative, because I believe when they are educated and they have better health care, we'll create now a better society for the future. Because one major mission I'm working on is eradicating the word marginalized. Now get out the marginalized and put an empowered community, educated community, a healthier community.
Beautiful. How can people support this beautiful change you are fighting for?
First is believing in the vision itself, believing that sometimes we just have visions. If we get people first who believe with the vision that someone is like working on, and maybe getting support, we say, for instance, for a master's, because I actually want to do my master's here in the Netherlands at VU. Do you know the Free University of Amsterdam? Yeah, getting funding to do my master's, and just supporting the mission.
The mission is beautiful.
To do my master's, and now from there I like doing the global health, and being there from there and supporting my mission. It always has to one hand, two hands, three hands. They only come together and they make it happen. So
I see a beautiful young woman who has a big vision and a mission, who is way bigger than herself. But I truly believe that you will make it happen.
We will.
You did it before, so what else is possible? You can create such a beautiful change.
Thank you.
It's really, really inspiring to have you here, to hear your story, especially because, your way of thinking and way of your passion for what you're doing, for your mission, is really beautiful to listen to.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. Is there anything you want to share that I didn't ask?
Maybe also you tell me a little bit about you.
About me?
Yeah.
Well, I am a Marcia, so my podcast listeners know, but maybe they are also new listeners. And with Master Journey, that's my company, I help women to embody their potential and to follow their dreams and to follow the vision and the mission they have in life. So that's really in common. We have the same in common. Yeah. And I go to Africa for Africa Classics. I go to bike for Amref.
Yeah.
So, and that's a mission I felt because I'm traveling a lot in the world. And I've been growing up here in the Netherlands, quite close, in Leiden. I don't know, maybe you know it. It's Amref is also located here in Leiden. And traveling the world opens also your perspective of life.
Yeah.
And I see so many people and places, and I'm so aware of the fact that we here in the Netherlands have such a privilege in many ways.
Yeah.
And we are not even aware. So we have everything in the external world is there, but we have most of the time an internal prison. An internal prison of thoughts and doubts and insecurities and fears. Why we don't step up in our full potential. And that's why I really love your story, because you didn't have all this kind of, how do you say it?
Opportunities.
But you created, and this is what I love, you created it yourself.
Yeah.
You did it, so it's really inspiring.
Yeah.
It's an example for many women.
Yeah, thank you. It always...
Yes, dit was hem dan weer voor vandaag. Superleuk dat je luisterde. Wist jij dat je je kan abonneren op deze podcast via de Spotify of Apple Podcast app? Wanneer je dat doet, krijg je automatisch een melding wanneer ik een nieuwe aflevering publiceer. En zie je alle afleveringen overzichtelijk onder elkaar weergegeven. Super handig! Verder kun je in deze app een review achterlaten met bijvoorbeeld 5 sterren. Dit helpt mij om meer mensen te bereiken met mijn podcast. Mocht jij nog mensen in je omgeving kennen voor wie deze podcast van waarde kan zijn, stuur deze dan gerust aan hen door. Dankjewel voor het luisteren en ik hoor jou heel graag weer bij de volgende aflevering. Later!